It's like there's almost another one over there.
It'll be fine.
Of course, they called it New Amsterdam first. That happened. Huh.
And so we begin.
I don't know what to do. We're all in the same room for once.
I know.
I know, it's weird, right?
It's so weird.
It's late. It's late at night at this point. We're gonna say it's after dark. Well, after dark, you guys have been busy people. I'm gonna say it's getting to be around 9:30, 10 o'clock local time.
Oh, that's rather late in this time period.
Indeed, like I said, it's late, especially since you guys have been going full tilt since morning.
Have to do something
You guys
about.
are welcome.
We'll have to do something about the hole. Leave that. I go and find some boards.
I'll find some nails.
And a hammer. Yes, that might be helpful as well. Huh.
Actually, can I just borrow the
Try this. This is actually a device I came up with a few months back. It uses steam pressure to help drive the nails in a little bit faster.
Oh, nice. Well, it's
kind of hefty, but
but I kind of like it. Oddly satisfying. Okay.
Hold the board up. Okay, give it a try.
The whole building shudders. Oh yeah!
It drives the nail through the wood and through the stone, and completely there's a hole now.
Yeah. Hey,
Look at it like.
Is there a dial for the pressure or something?
That's a good idea. I'll include that in the next version.
Yep.
It's a really great idea. I should have totally done that.
Maybe I should stand back a little and then fire the nail at the. Okay, let's try this.
Oh my goodness.
You've already fed us liquor. That's the worst.
Yes.
So, what could go wrong? I have a giant nail gun. Luckily,
nothing wrong with any of these things. It's not going to go poorly at all.
All right. Yeah,
beware the kickback.
We put up something to keep the riffraff out. And
the workmen can get here in the morning.
And then have some workmen come, of course.
Yeah.
I take it we've done all the investigating we're going to do today. I feel like I should sleep.
Sleep.
I've got at least 5 ideas I want to work to before I go to bed after that visit with Mr. Chestnut.
Of course, the longer we delay, the worse things get. Okay, sleep can wait. What's next?
What became of the servants and our guest?
They fled. We aren't sure where. We haven't had time to look for them yet.
Right. Well, I have a fairly good idea of where most of our servants would have got to. The girl, however,
will probably wind up back where she came from. Most likely. We have to go to the east end again. Don't we? Is that where that is? That's where she was?
Is not what I was going to do. I'll have you know.
You will sign it. You will thank me. You.
proper servant.
Proper servant will stay in between their master and danger.
Yes, like Yorick.
Really, to be strictly honest, though, Yorick was fleeing. So
I don't know that.
He just happened to be the slowest one.
all the
You
other
don't have to be faster than the monster. You just have to be faster than that guy.
servants figured out that they didn't have to be faster than the monster, just faster than Yorick. That's all.
And Yorick liked to hit the pudding. I'm just saying.
Physical fitness is very important if you're going to be suffering through a zombie apocalypse.
Yes.
Notice the gentleman
For,
who's not physically fit. Notice
don't work for Torchwood. It's a good idea. Yeah, to stay fit.
Stay fit. Don't eat a second helping of pudding.
Well, I will prepare instructions for the servants, instructing them to remain in their places of refuge until this has ceased to be a threat.
We'll have to find Miss what's her name. Which
Jessica.
yes, I'm sorry. Her name eluded me. Sure, I knew it.
I think that's what it is. Bryce, Bryce, is that her name?
I believe we were just calling her Jess. Jessica would be her full name, but yeah, she was going by Jess.
Maybe she stayed with the servants. All right, let's find out. In any case, once we know, we can dispatch out to go make sure she is safe.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that was terrible. So terrible.
Before this gets out of hand, I'm going to go to my work table and analyze all the data I got and see how I can improve my device to work better. Should we need to make a trip? Maybe if I could duplicate the portal or, that kind of thing, make something to create the portal myself.
Is this a question of when, though? I mean, the portal moves you in time as well as space, right?
I believe if what Mr. Chestnut was alluding to was, since I did not have the proper equipment, proper protection, that's what caused the time shift. So it may just, when working properly, just move you in location. At the moment, it's just theory until I can analyze the data that I collected.
Understood.
But if we could create a time and space manipulator ourselves, that would be a great benefit in this investigation.
That would be a great benefit in all investigations. We'd find the guilty parties and then go back in time and stop them before they could actually commit the crime.
This doesn't sound like a bad idea to you.
Yeah, you can build an entire movie around that, can't you?
What's
I don't know.
Movie.
I'm so sorry. It's that time and space thing. It'll come.
Maybe a novel or something.
It'll come. Don't worry.
A short story.
It can be a short story.
Yeah.
Are they any less guilty if they don't know if they don't know that they've done it yet?
I think that would be an abuse of the use of time travel.
Yeah.
Really?
If they've done nothing, there's no crime to convict.
True.
But if they're going to do it,
Then they would know that they were going to be guilty.
in which case we can stop them.
Yes. But you can't prosecute them for a crime they have not yet committed. You could prosecute them for preparing to commit a crime.
Oh, so much easier if we stop them before they know that they're going to do it.
You could just shoot them in the head.
It's just find them, shoot them in the head, and be done with it long before they actually even thought about committing the crime. So much easier.
That was called murder. But,
You're absolutely right. You're right. You're absolutely right. I lost.
but let's not.
lost my-
Let's not debate the ethics of a device that has not been created yet.
I'm going to go back to, are we really sure that we want the doctor to have a time travel device.
Wait.
I can make the same mistake 10 times. No, I'm just kidding.
That does bear considering.
I thought he was creating something to prevent the time travel.
No, that's not precisely.
I'm trying to understand it. If I can prevent it, good. If I can duplicate it, even better.
And that's
Why would you
where
wish to
we
duplicate
need to be afraid. That right there.
Only if we could only for the need of matching Mr. Chestnut's actions.
Is this what they call slippery slope? I mean,
Well, if it's something that can be built, doesn't it? Just society needs it to be built.
I mean, this was
Really?
This was I believe this is what Mr. James was trying to explain to me.
So if we built a really big machine and called it the Reaper, and it just had like terrifying arms, it just cut down people in swaths. What does it need to be built? Pretty sure we can build this.
When turns and looks at Fitz.
Only if it benefits society.
No.
Obviously, the device he discusses would not benefit society.
Well, it depends who it's cutting down.
Oh, why do I get?
But if you were speaking of a device that could harvest grains of wheat in large quantities, that would be beneficial.
Wheat may feel very strongly about this, but we aren't going to get into that. We're going to get into that.
Any device can be misused. So,
and arguably, if it can be used for wheat, it can be used for other things. But
speaking of devices that could be misused,
back to the time machine thing, aren't we?
no, we're back to the ring. What happened to the ring?
Ring's basically a time machine.
What?
At what point was
actually? I believe. Do I have the ring? No. Wait. One of us has the ring. Can't remember who has the ring.
I believe the ring was still in the you guys acquired the ring from the carriage and brought it back to Torchwood headquarters. So it is here. I believe it's in the lab. It's going to be there for study.
Yes, there. It's in the lab for study.
One of the many things I need to get to.
Okay.
And there's some notes that goes along with that.
Yes.
Do you have a priority for me, Miss Feathers?
I was just going to suggest we each come up with what our priority needs to be. Creating a device to cut down swaths of people should not be a priority.
No, it should not.
No.
That's right, guys. Like, don't worry.
That's totally after we're done with this case.
I never could have any fun.
Ooh, that could be a priority.
All right, I'm looking for, where did I put it?
We must prepare for these creatures. I will build us a tank.
3 years later.
All right. Well, as I stated, my personal priority will be informing the servants that for their own safety, they will be taking paid leaves of absence until the threat is taken care of.
Okay.
Bryce, can you remind me, was there something unique about the ring, like mechanical or mystical or something, that I needed to investigate it from that angle?
Well, the ring, when you glance at it, looks like it could be made of brass or gold. And aside from some rather ornate inscriptions on it, might not appear to be anything terribly out of the ordinary. However, the metal is always I'm getting my metals mixed up. you don't know what kind of metal it is. Does not have, that is yet to be discovered or examined. What you know is that there's some incredibly ornate markings, including some that are circular in nature, that according to the lost pages from McNamara's journal from his last adventure into Africa, he went to a village named Yerlu where there was unusual obelisk that had similar markings on it that they had made as a tribute to what they called a god from the skies. And using that, he was able to not come up with an exact translation, but come up with the fact that it's kind of a controller of sorts for the other alien object that seems to be coming up a lot. Let's see, bring up that one.
Okay. I think the notes we took also suggested the circular markings appear to be a warning about never using it.
Yes, it is both. The artifact is both. Here we go. Let's see. Screen share. Do this without breaking things. Maybe. There we go. Artifact. So yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The ring is kind of a controller for this thing, which is both information repository and weapon. That the ring carries a warning that it should never ever be used.
The weapon or the information?
Unclear from the translation.
Either one.
Well,
yes.
Yeah, it's probably.
Then definitely I need to make the ring a priority then. Okay.
I do pass on the notes to the doctor that Fitz and I gathered in our investigation.
So is this warning related to the ring or the device?
Should I say again?
Is the warning related to the ring or the device?
Probably both.
Oh, I guess more study will tell us which we should never use.
I think we should be very cautious.
Of course. To be cautious, we must understand more.
We must take risks in order to be cautious.
We must discover what we had to be cautious about.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you build that time machine, we can go back in time after you screwed up.
There you go. See?
And we know
See,
what we're
already
being cautious about at that point.
You already seen the benefits.
I will just simply let Mrs. Featherston handle that. I'm not going to comment on it. I will walk away. Walk away. Okay, so then what should we be working on then? We've done our investigation. And we don't know where what's her name is gone. We already know who we're up against. There doesn't seem to be any other raging fire for us to actually go after apart from the guy himself.
We should bring him in.
Yeah.
I do have his application, so to speak.
All right.
If you could present the option that you reconsidered, that would get him on our location. You reconsidered his application. Maybe that would get him here in a controlled environment.
Perhaps. Something's happened.
Or we could just go. You could go to his location. Never mind. I'm not there. I'm leaving I'm in my study now.
We're all in the lab, so
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
You're technically there.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, let's do that. There's really nothing else for us to do. And the sooner, if we can stop him, at least get him to the point where he's unable to do any further harm. For instance, sending more astute, very strong individuals to rip holes in our walls. That would be good to do as well.
Well, and this is ultimately going to save the Queen's life, so I think it's mandatory that we do this for the Queen and country.
Yes. Yes.
What?
Because he apparently transforms the Queen into one of these beasts.
Did you not mention that to her before?
I'm confused.
Oh, a detail.
About what?
We were ordered to stop him long before we knew the Queen's life was directly in jeopardy.
We were?
Yes. There's a rather high number of individuals who have lost their lives to this man.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Fair enough. Yes. That's right. I forgot he got connected to the constables. Okay.
That's really funny.
I'm looking at her notes now. Okay, yeah, he's connected.
I was like, wait, what? Why?
I'd forgotten that he employed the constables. Okay, got it. I'm with you now.
Okay. I'm
You're right.
We're all on the same page.
Well,
okay,
yes.
You guys were probably not on the same page as I am. I'm on page 73.
I'm all the way up to page 12.
We have pages 81 through 83, but no other pages. You understand?
I think Will's just skipped to the end of the book, so.
So,
I've just gone through it and tried to outline the major points, and then I'm going back over again.
my script stops here. So, all right, let's bring him in. You can produce that CV file. We will happily pay him a visit.
Yeah, I'll give it to him. Which is very handy because I have to go dig out the other servants' files to find out who their next of kin is that they might be fleeing to.
Put that person down and come along.
I know it's handy that I had them all answer the question, where would you flee to in the event of a monster attack?
It was incredible foresight.
That's
What we're thinking on my part there.
It's an oddly precise question for a hobby.
Top 3 places you'd go if a monster comes crashing through the front of the building.
Excuse me, Mom. I don't mean to be uppity, but what? This question seems curiously precise, ma'am.
So, will this monster crashing through the building from the building? Would that be happening a lot in this job?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sometimes it's the Kool-Aid guy, but mostly it's monsters.
How is he not a monster?
No,
It's true.
actually, that would scare the living crap.
Yeah.
I would need hydration after all the pee that I left on the.
Sorry, as a kid, I wouldn't just be holding up a glass going, "Yay!"
And then,
Yay!
the best part, then you dip your glass
Yeah,
on top of his head to drink the liquid there.
yeah. His inner fluids.
Hey, thank you for compromising this load-bearing wall of my house.
Now I get to drink it, and now I get to drink your icy cold innards. Yay!
I will take your essence into me.
Can't hardly wait for that.
I just finished rewatching the Doctor Who. I think it's Utopia, and the one science lab tech that's like an ant type creature, and
Yeah.
someone offers her a drink, and she goes, "No, I'm satisfied with my inner milk."
Ew.
Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Not go.
Ew. That's
I'm
gross.
satisfied with feasting on my inner milk.
Ew.
Okay, yeah,
Good. Thank you for that image, Will.
yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, arrest warrant. Yes, we have. Let's go.
Yeah,
It's nice. It's nice of you to translate Bob's pictures into verbal form, but thank you.
We're leaving on that note. Very gross note. We're leaving.
All right. So, who's going to visit the address on file of Mr. Chestnut?
I obviously am going for obvious reasons. And I'm going to nominate a couple of people.
Dr. Hale and Mrs. Featherston. Let's go.
It's true. That's where I was going. No.
wait. Can I can't it there for a moment. I picked the wrong people for this.
I can tell by your looks that you are not going to go. So, Mr. Fitz and Lieutenant Fogwood, if you'd be so kind.
But he knows what I look like.
Well, we are going to apprehend, so not asking gently to come with us.
Who knows what you look like?
Mr. Chestnut.
How would he know what you look like in the future?
That was okay.
Yeah,
I would.
It's only like 6
Although if
months.
he knows what you look like now, that's disturbing. And
Yes.
which means
I would propose he very likely knows what we all look like.
given that that this target, this individual was sent here now, I'm sure he's well aware of the threat that we present.
He feasibly hasn't met us yet.
No, but he's aware of us.
He's probably aware of us in other avenues. Never mind.
What if you came back and warned himself?
Precisely. Or if he came back and replaced himself, or maybe it's just him and he's just popping back and forth. We don't know if it's from this precise frame of reference, do we?
I don't know. This time travel thing is confounding.
You're making my head is starting to hurt a little because now I don't know when he's from. How do we know even when he's from? If that
Doesn't matter.
It does insofar as ascertaining what information he knows or doesn't know. But yes, you're right. We're still gonna go there and get him one way or the other. So
We just like to have something to talk about on the way.
we talk about this as we're walking. We've already left.
We're walking.
We've already left. We're in the carriage. So
All right, so we've got Fitz, Lieutenant, and Hezekiah heading off to the address on George Chestnut's resume or whatever it would have been in this time period. Application, questionnaire, whatever. We've got Cornwallis, you're going to go start working. I'm going to start examining the ring, right?
Yes.
And Miss Featherston is pulling the files of the servants in an attempt to
Save them.
Save them from
Because
all
I'm a
of
good
the-
person.
telling yourself.
I don't see anyone else trying to rescue the servants, okay?
I'm a good person who doesn't want to go through the process of interviewing a whole new service staff.
They are important assets.
It's very... Exactly. And we all quietly just leave and let you get to it.
So that leaves that leaves you, Dr. Hale. What are you doing as the party, after a blissful few minutes together, all goes off in different directions?
I'm not going to stop her from coming with us if Dr. Hill decides that she wants to embrace the adventure.
No.
We usually get trumpets.
No. I'm going to stay in my lab and finish my work.
He's the most risk-adverse doctor ever. No, I'm going to inject this rat with this serum and watch it quadruple in size and try to tear its way out of its enclosure.
Keeping in mind that I know where you eat and I know where you sleep. And I have I'd be very careful for you.
Whatever duty you.
Froze up there for a second.
We aren't mocking you. We're merely stating facts.
I understand that.
We are not allowed to state facts and laugh at the same time. My mistake.
Yeah. I'm sure the sarcasm really helps there in that situation.
Sarcasm is important.
Oh
so I froze up there for a minute. So what are you doing, Dr. Hale?
Just keeping an eye on my experiments and finishing up my notes, and before I was so rudely interrupted.
Staying as far away from the party as possible.
I know. She's like
wisely.
She's like,
yeah, it's called safety.
They look like trouble.
So,
hey, the last time I went in the field, I got thrown into future. So
to be fair, you didn't get thrown into the future. You walked into the future.
Okay, fine. I jumped into the future. Okay,
yeah,
fine.
Let's just be clear about that.
And then he forced someone else to go into the future with him.
I did not. I was there and he chose to follow me.
Mm-hmm. But would you have gotten back had he not gone?
Eventually.
No. No. Bits and pieces.
Or I would have just waited for you to catch up.
Bits and pieces would have been scattered around the future with the queen gnawing on your leg bones that are not attached to you. Which is a ridiculous thought, but there it is.
He would have sent a note back to the past to meet him in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
If it works in Back to the Future, it'll work for us.
Exactly.
When we're back here, remind me to put the keys in that bush over there.
Like Google for telling me to have a perfectly good video chat for no apparent reason, but okay.
So, yes, we have included several weapons that we have already thought to leave for ourselves from the future. So we put them back there in the past. So they should be right around the next bin behind the.
Oh, there they are.
I'm just going to start leaving messages to Bryce. I leave a gun back.
There we go. We love time travel.
Time travel is
go forward into the future and buy really cool weapons.
What's this? They call it a rail gun. I like it.
This becomes like the ending of Time Bandits, where you had all sorts of armies and spaceships going after the ultimate evil guy. All right. So while our intrepid adventurers go off to bring Mr. Chestnut to justice, we will see what's going on here at Torchwood headquarters.
I will get some tea.
HQ.
I love how we have 2 violent people in our labs and all of our fighters are gone.
Well, now, to be fair, the coroner hasn't killed anyone in
Sure.
like a day and a half or something like that at this point.
Okay, yeah, sure.
It's been hanging out, but the other guy.
I, for one, am 100% confident that Dr. Hale will protect us.
Oh, true. She can keep us safe. She's got an antidote at a hip holster.
Nothing else, she'll put a servant between her and the bad guy, and it'll be fine.
All our servants are gone, though.
Damn. Well, I guess it will have to be you.
She put me, yeah. I was going to say, wait, I'm in the same room. Crap. Oh,
You
crap.
are the weakest link. Goodbye. All right, so we will start with them. We will start with you, Dr. Hale. You are you rejoin your experiment already in progress, and find well, you didn't have to really do any scientific measurements. It was pretty obvious to the naked eye that this rodent with this version of the monster serum is already larger than his predecessor. And whereas that one, was in the cage and eventually started just kind of ramming into the side of it. This one seems to be, rather than just lashing out, almost seems to be more kind of probing the cage.
So I'm more curious than freaking out.
Yes. You kind of see it approach, and it kind of headbutts it, and it kind of backs up, and kind of hits another part of it, and kind of backs up, and kind of sits for a bit, and kind of gets a little bigger, and kind of hits another side of the cage.
So basically testing for weakness.
In your scientific opinion, yes.
Can't remember. Was it just that one that I have right now, or did I have another one?
I think you just had the one, as I recall. The other one with the first version of the serum was when it started ramming into the cage, you used the cage's destruct system essentially to put it down.
There's another one in there somewhere, but I guess I was wrong. Damn it! I was gonna put one in with the other and see what happened, but
Well, we can say you did more than one. It's not like it's a huge deal. If you want to kind of retroactively do another one, I'm fine with that. And so big you want to have if you want to have two and see what happens within them, we can do that.
I feel like I'll probably just rip each other apart. I'm just keeping an eye on him. This is the same cage that the previous one was in, correct?
Yes, which has been reinforced after that one got kind of dented by the first rodent kind of going all out at the sides of it.
That's right. Let's put him in with the coroner. No, I'm kidding.
Let's see what happens when you take the puppy away.
I had a slinky once. I straightened it. Kind of probing away there.
What's sitting loose in the sewers of London? No, I'm kidding.
Let's open the cage, see what happens. I regret this decision immediately. This is a problem.
Goes on to train 4 turtles in the arts of ninjas.
Give them some poorly CGI noses because it's a terrible mistake. All bad. So while you are studying that, Dr. Cornwallis, you would like to start analyzing the ring?
Yes, I would.
So what kind of analysis are you doing?
Well, obviously, since I don't recognize the metal,
I'm not clicking,
I should
I'm not
have
clicking on
clicked.
that. I'm not clicking
Don't
on that
click.
link.
Um,
Well, the last time I clicked on the link, Google decided to crash my Hangout, so I'm a little leery of that. But given the reaction of some of the people, I'm not down for that right now.
It's just a picture of haggis.
No, it's a picture of ice cream.
It's haggis and marmalade.
It's marmalade ice cream.
Haggis and marmalade ice cream.
You've never even had haggis? Haggis is freaking delicious.
it actually is good,
It's very yummy.
It's
Probably not
I
in marmalade
think-
in ice cream form, though.
but I wouldn't have it as ice
I
cream.
could see it.
I think there's a lot of lies happening in this Hangout
I
right
would
now.
try it because I feel like
It's
the
a whole lot
sweetness
of
would
lying.
offset like the saltiness of haggis.
Yeah,
I need to ask my haggis hookup if they've had haggis.
talking about it. It hurts.
I'd like to test what kind of metal this is. Obviously, I'm trying to determine since I didn't realize what kind of recognize what it was at first, at least. Then I'd like to try to determine kind of the age and if I can get a geographical location where it comes from, that kind of thing.
You
The
have
general specs about it, kind of thing. And then otherwise, I'm going to try to help translate some of the iconic.
I froze up again. What are you doing?
Oh, testing the metal, then testing the age and possibly like the location it comes from, maybe geographical area. And then at that point, see if there's any unique properties or discover the circular writing or iconography. Yeah.
All right. So let's have some science rolling here. Looks like we're gonna need.
Oh, what am I gonna need?
Oh my gosh!
I'm gonna need a science roll.
Press it down again. What the hell?
What the heck?
What?
Huh?
What is? I don't know what's going on.
I'm so confused. It says you're gone, but you're not.
So
I have no idea what the hell is going on. It just everything's being cranky for some reason. It's like my computer and the router are playing the feud for some reason. Do I know about what? The chat dumped when I got rebooted again.
She has a haggis hookup, and Brenda makes it from scratch. So Mike was wondering if you knew about that.
I'm vaguely aware of that. There's been talk of haggis happening. No.
She informed me that she overlooked the John Travolta thing, so
a little different than having to eat something terrible.
It tastes better than corned beef hash.
Oh yeah.
Well, I hope so, because that was terrible.
That was actually really terrible corned beef hash.
I didn't hate corned beef hash. I didn't love it.
This was like homemade corned beef hash, and it's like they took like corned beef that was never actually flavored, like blended it into a mousse, and then like spread it on on potatoes. It was not good.
Ew.
And then we went to the grocery store, and I was tempted to get real corned beef hash so I could show him what it should taste like. But then I figured he wouldn't try it after that.
Very true. And you were wise.
So,
anyway.
Come on, try it. No. Come on. No.
I already tried it once. It's enough of that. Can't make me. Anyway. So, that's what I was saying before Google rebooted me for like the 9th time. Let's have a science roll from you. It's going to be ingenuity and science, and I'll even let you use your astrophysics on this.
10, 12. Okay. You know, story point. We just got him refreshed not too long ago. This could be valuable information.
Could
We
be.
absolutely hogwash, but you know, I'll find out. At least I'll know for sure. A good thing, because my 2 main dice rolled ones. That's 10, 12. 23.
Very nice. So
Good grief.
you break out your instruments and try to study this thing. And you quickly realize, especially with the 23, or as quickly as you can while doing metallurgical analysis, I suppose, that despite this appearance that this ring is, perhaps a gold ring of some sort, in reality, despite its appearance, it's a metal that you cannot identify. It has no analog or match in anything that you have heard about, studied, matched up with, anything like that. And, despite your standing in the scientific community, you are incredibly well versed in such things.
Yeah.
But, yes, this ring does not, matches nothing.
The mass is nothing?
Well,
matches nothing.
It matches nothing in the metallurgical records. There's nothing in the periodic table as it stands here in 1880 anyway. And so 23, it's pretty darn good. It's certainly lighter than you'd expect. Like if it was made of gold or brass, you kind of know how much it would, how much it would weigh. It's significantly lighter than a ring made of traditional metal would be. Interestingly enough, your detectors kept kind of a low-level field of an energy that you haven't, that you can't really identify. It doesn't. It has some things in common with the readings that you got as you went through the portal from the carriage into George Chestnut's room, but it is not an exact match for that. And it doesn't. How it's generating this field is a mystery. It must be a property of the metal itself, which is unheard of in Earth-based sciences anyway. And of course, in terms of finding out how, where it's from geographically is kind of out the window because it doesn't match anything in stuff, and you don't know. It's hard to tell age because you don't have much of a reference point, but you are of the opinion that it is impossibly old for an object in the shape as this. That while you are incapable of coming up with an exact date, even rolling a 23, given you're dealing with something that does not match anything in the scientific record, it easily predates even the first, inklings of human civilization.
Interesting. Just to clarify, I may not know this answer, but does the ring predate human existence, or the metal it's made from predates human? Because someone could have taken an unknown ancient metal and into this, or does it look like, or can I just not tell that?
I would say that both the metal and the ring predate human existence.
Okay. Okay. That is an scientific impossibility since it predates humanity, and it was crafted by something, unless it crafted by some non-human species, which is at this point in our history we have not met any aliens, correct?
Well, you personally haven't met any aliens, but Torchwood was chartered to defend against defend the realm against all threats, including extraterrestrial ones, and to capture the Doctor, a time-traveling alien, also known as Sir Doctor of TARDIS. So while you personally haven't met an alien, the fact that this place exists with kind of a task with, and you guys have been out, you know, rounding up artifacts, trying to test them for any kind of extraterrestrial origin and whatnot.
True. Okay. Yeah.
So yes, well, it's one of those things that you haven't personally met an alien that you know of. The whole existence of Torchwood is kind of predicated on, yes, they exist, and we need to be protected from them, and then we need to exploit their technology for the good of the British Empire.
Well, I am going to spend a lot more time on this, maybe even comparing to some of the data I gathered to try to figure out more. So, because this is obviously some kind of alien artifact in my mind.
All right.
And I don't necessarily take the spotlight, but that's when my further actions are going to be.
It's going to take you some time there to spend more time with it. So we will cut from there to Mrs. Featherston.
Hello.
Hi, Mrs. Featherston. So, and easy to track down the files of the servants. Not like me to roll for that or anything along those lines. What message are you sending them exactly?
I am. Thanks, Will. I am essentially instructing them that for their safety, they should find refuge somewhere else. Remain away from Torchwood. I will send them a note when it is safe to return. Essentially, they're on paid administrative leave until further notice.
All right.
And also, if there's any of them that I know don't really have anywhere local to go, I will make sure that once I do find them, that they have somewhere safe to go.
All right. Rather noble effort to help out the servants. Mm-hmm. That little project will take some time, but doesn't require any kind of fancy dice rolls or anything like that. Anything else your character is doing while that is going on?
I think after that, I'm going to venture into Jess's room to try to figure out if I can figure out where she might have gone to ground, because I'm also concerned about her.
All right. That a bit of investigating. Where is your character sheet? Here we are. Interesting. Let's have a roll here. Engage some of the mechanics, shall we?
No, thank you.
Too bad. Let's have an awareness and knowledge roll.
I'm trying to figure out how to read the character sheet. So +9?
Yes.
Please roll. There we go. 20.
Good heavens. All right, so you go up to Jess's room, which, of course, looks like someone jumped up and left in a hurry because someone jumped up and left in a hurry. The way that one does when a monster comes crashing through the front wall, and the ranking member of Torchwood on site tells everyone to run for their lives, essentially. So, and you find, kind of what you'd, what you've come to expect in, Jess's room. She doesn't have a lot of possessions, just a few that she brought with her to the few that she brought with her when was it Lieutenant and Hezekiah brought her in from the brothel where she was plying her trade, so to speak. You do find on the writing desk in there a letter that she seems like was in the process of writing when everything got interrupted. It is to someone named Danielle. Basically, the gist of what's been written is kind of what you'd rather go into all the details of it. Mostly just letting this Danielle person know that she's okay, she's safe. Can't reveal where she is because more details than that, because the less Danielle knows, the better. But mostly just reaching out to let her know that she is safe and sound and with some incredibly interesting people, as she puts it. There's an envelope there. It has an address that is not exactly where she was recovered from, but awfully close to it.
Great.
So, it looks like it's going to a flat that's pretty close by the wharf.
Fantastic. I am excited to explore this.
I'm sure that you are. With that in hand, we will jump cut to Hezekiah, Fitz, and the lieutenant. The mighty trio.
Oh my gosh.
So you guys are going to an address not in a more kind of a middle class level neighborhood here in London. Definitely not where the the movers and shakers of London live, but not a terribly low income one. Like I said, it's kind of a house in a middle class neighborhood. From what you guys know of it, not a lot of crime, not a lot of seedy elements or anything like that really exist here. Does have a bit of a reputation, despite its middle class economic status, of being kind of snobbish in that kind of way of people who want to act like they're a higher class than they are. So they tend to kind of look down at other people in the same economic strata, and especially those below them.
Okay. Lieutenant Fogwood seems to be better at these things. I let him take the lead.
Okay.
It's the accent.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
I think it's the uniform.
So, the uniform is pretty snazzy when you look at it.
Uniform is pretty snazzy.
Well, only the best for her Majesty's soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
There's a war brewing in the Crimean.
I go up to the door, knock.
Because it's a modest 2-story affair.
One day you'll have places like this in America.
A modest 2-story affair.
Yes. It'll be called Love Story.
Interestingly enough, there is no answer.
I reach over and just try the handle.
The door is locked.
It would seem no one's home.
It would seem that way.
Do we believe them?
It could be true.
Mr. Fitz,
What?
you seem to be good at entering places that do not wish to be entered.
No? I mean, I can finagle my way into places.
Huh? No one.
Right, so technically, I use subterfuge to try to get open. Is that?
Of course you can. I like this.
I'm always slightly worried, but Race goes, "This sounds good to me. Go right ahead."
2d6, right?
Yeah, 2d6 is going to be plus ingenuity and subterfuge.
Do we get our story points back, or are we still at the level we were at before?
Oh my god.
You got them back when we did the leveling up thing. So unless you have spent story points since that point, you are up at where you need to be.
I think
I walk up, shove my picks in there, and break them all off in the lock.
What did you roll?
2 1s.
Oh dear.
And then I shoot the person in the back we were rescuing.
Why do you even have a shotgun? I don't understand. It's not even called for here.
So, okay then. Well, I guess that lock won't work for anyone now. Well, that
Good job, me.
That was your objective, right? To disable the lock completely.
Sure.
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Shall we check and see if they have perhaps a cellar or alternative entrance?
Servant entrance?
A back door.
So maybe you can break the lock there too, seal them inside. I don't know. It's a good plan, right? Aha! We locked him in the house. He will never be able to escape.
And we're walking around the side of the house.
We're walking again.
You guys make it around the house. There's kind of a gate you're gonna go through into the backyard. Fortunately for you guys, it's not locked. You are now in the backyard of the house, and yes, there is a back door.
I check it.
This door is also locked.
It again.
You broke all this stuff off and unlock.
Yeah, I did kind of destroy my.
Yeah, those last picks. I've seen better days.
Okay, so is it just the solid doors? Does this door have windows? What are we looking at here?
It's a wooden door of decent thickness. It's got kind of a window that's, kind of at, like chest height, goes up a bit. Gives you a nice view of the backyard if you're looking out, kind of a door.
Yeah. Okay. But to all appearances, there's no activity.
Not that you've seen. And the house is dark.
All right. I break the window.
Window breaks.
I reach in and unlock it.
And the door is now open.
And I open the door and walk in. I have my guns drawn.
Yeah.
Doors, the coolest of those.
I'll take out my rifle.
I was eaten by a grue. Really?
Yeah. So, GM gets us to wander about. I'm not going to the bookshelf to get anything. Don't you worry about it. Everything is fine. You are not in any current danger.
You just felt the need to walk over there for no reason.
I keep all my pleasant GM stuff over here.
It's nice to stand up and move about every once in a while, I mean, you don't want to, getting older, it's nice to work out some of the kinks and whatnot sometimes, it's cold up here all the time and whatnot, and that doesn't help. It doesn't help at all.
This means it's taking them longer to find the monster section.
It's
like, well, this should kill them. Wait, no, that was out loud. I shouldn't have said that out loud.
cold when it's lighting up those monster stats. It takes longer.
Yeah.
Especially when the hit points are so high. Right, like digit numbers. So many numbers.
All right. So, yeah, you guys break the window, and it's a window not of any note or anything like that. It's not like it's made out of bulletproof glass or anything fun like that. So, no need to roll for that or anything. You guys open the door. Of course, like I said, house is currently dark. You do find yourself in what appears to be the kitchen, at least from the light that is from kind of this point, the ambient light coming through the windows and anything like that.
Well-used kitchen, or like this kitchen has been abandoned?
It is well used in the way that you'd expect. I mean, it doesn't like anything crazy has happened here. It's a kitchen that has been used to feed people, over a course of a number of years. Does not look like anything has happened here terribly recently.
That's what I was asking. Is it recent? Okay. All right. Interesting. If I were him, I would have werewolves or whatever these things are waiting on us.
Here, baby.
Keep walking.
All right.
Head for the kitchen. Well, the door that leads into the kitchen, I guess. With a quick glance at the pantry, because I hate surprises.
No surprises in the pantry. It is not a well-stocked pantry, but it does have some food inside.
Okay.
You've got, let's see, you've got a door from where you guys are. It's going to be like you come in the back door, got the pantry kind of over here. This direction is a door that leads out of the kitchen.
All right. I go ahead, do a quick tactical scouting thing.
Looking through the door leads to a dining room.
Do I recognize this dining room?
You do recognize this dining room, Lieutenant. It does not have the random pieces of fine artwork that were in here the last time you were here in the future, but
I just kind of look around with that knowing look like,
Look at him. Any ideas?
I've been here before.
Oh, okay. Any ideas?
Mm. You said it's a two-story?
Yep.
It is.
Well, we still have the upstairs to check.
Always the upstairs.
Yeah.
This is here in the dining room, as you stand there kind of in the entryway from the kitchen. You've got kind of to your left is a hallway that leads towards the front of the house. Kind of on the opposite wall of from you, because like you're here, dining room. On the opposite wall, you've got a couple of currently closed doors.
Oh,
Can we listen at the door?
Sure, you listen at the door.
What can I screw up this time?
I
Let's
keep
see.
on the other side of the door, listening at the door.
Never asked that question.
Let's see. This is going to be awareness and ingenuity.
Oh no! Come on, your dice hate you.
2 times in a row. Those dice are going back. Yep, that's another fumble. I knock on the door as I go up to listen at it. Bang, bang, bang. Or slam my head into the door. I don't know what I did. Listen at this door. Boom.
What's in here?
Bryce, quit sending people your dice.
I will never stop sending people my dice. For years, you all reap the benefits of me rolling terribly, and now that I am here in Minnesota, I will have my revenge.
I don't see how you're blaming us, though. They were your dice. They're the ones who hated you, not us.
Don't worry about it. Just let me have my unreasonable blame being assessed to people. Okay. Well, interesting. So you go to listen at this door, and it's been kind of a rough night for you. getting late, and you
I did get
just
pummeled earlier.
And that does remind me. We did need to. You did get. They did tend to your wounds with a successful medical roll. So the actual negatives on your attributes are gone. You're just kind of sore and whatnot. So I mean, it's dark. You're there's not a whole lot of light, and we're kind of a ways before the invention of flashlights and whatnot. So yeah, you you trip essentially. Go into this door and kind of stumble into it. It's kind of a, thudding noise. And that's when you all hear from upstairs a low growling noise.
That's not a good sound.
I do believe we've lost the element of surprise. Okay, then. I help him up. Up you go. You're going. And I kind of center up on the stairs. Let's see. How are you? Attacking from higher ground is tactically superior position to be in.
The Obi-Wan technique.
I love the high ground. You have no chance. Don't do it.
Still, sometimes you have to take a hill. All right. I start gradually working my way up the stairs. Why? Because he's brave.
Hezekiah bravely starts going up the stairs.
Sir Robin, brave Sir Robin, brave Sir Robin.
I'm behind him because I'm arrogant and impulsive.
Behind him is the lieutenant. Fitz, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm behind them too.
Why?
Because I'm arrogant also.
Well, mine is brave and insatiable curiosity. This is a problem. I wonder what that growling noise was behind that door. I must investigate.
I have insatiable curiosity as well. So
yeah, this is a recipe for us staying in trouble.
And we even stopped to get our tea and crumpets.
Would you do it for a Scooby snack, Lieutenant?
We pop Scooby snackers now. You throw a food in there. All right, let's go. Let's get him. Get him. Get him.
That's your plan?
Scooby snacks and bravery. Yes.
Nice.
We better write that down. Scooby snacks and bravery. That's our plan.
It's a bold plan. I like it.
That should be a t-shirt.
Could be.
Scooby and Shaggy were high all the time.
They were. Scooby snacks and bravery. Which were just pot snacks. They were pot brownies. Little ones.
Pretty much.
That's why Shaggy was scared all the time. He was paranoid.
That'll get you.
It is
What?
to laugh. And we're creeping quietly up the stairs. Sound.
All right, so you guys are creeping up the stairs quietly.
That's a creepy. Wait, creeping.
Wait, this is creeping. Very different word.
There's an adjective, and I assure you, we're angling for the verb.
Angling for the verb. The growling has gone from kind of a low growl to it's picking up, like it's working up to kind of a fevered pitch, and you're also hearing a lot of noise along with it, like the sound of a room being trashed, kind of a thing, kind of hearing the thudding, the occasional sound of something breaking.
Okay.
As you get up to you arrive at the top floor. You are facing a door, which is clearly kind of the master bedroom. That's where this sound is coming from.
Don't be the queen. Don't be the queen. Don't be the
queen. Because I'm sorry, Her Majesty's got to eat hot lead. If I open the door,
go back to Mrs. Featherston with that.
Yes.
So I kneecapped the queen.
I'll
just go back to America now.
She had glowing red eyes and she was all fanged out. I had to do something. Like I'm hardly reflect at that moment.
So yeah, you've got what is clearly the master bedroom directly in front of you. A lot of noise coming from there. Next to it is kind of down the hall a little bit, another door, and kind of the hallway kind of curves around. We see like another door, and it kind of goes on where there might be another room of some sort. But yeah, it's worked up to quite the fever pitch now, and but the noise of things thudding has kind of subsided.
All right, it probably smells us. I look back at them and I give the ready sign.
Oh yeah.
I yell at the top of my lungs, yes! I might as well keep it up, you know.
All righty then. Let's keeping it quiet. I kick the door in and aim.
You kick the door in, and with your strength, and it's a bedroom door. You know, there's nothing terribly exciting about this bedroom door. So you kick the door in, and standing in the center of this room is a creature. Kind of arrayed around him is kind of the remains of this room is something that you heard there. And when you kick the door in, it lets out a rather frightening growl. And it's coming right for you guys.
And I start shooting. I don't suppose it was surprised by our sudden dramatic appearance.
If it is, it's hard to tell.
Okay. Well, I do the only reasonable thing. I open fire.
All right, so that's going to be coordination and marksman pistols.
And let's see.
So you're going to roll 11 plus, roll 2d6 and add 11 to it.
Marksman pistols, 11. Oh.
Did you roll 2 ones? You did.
I did. I rolled 2 ones.
Wow, this is the 2-1 night. Has anybody actually rolled successfully yet tonight?
Oh my god.
Mrs. Featherston and Cornwallis did really good. I don't know what your guys' problem is.
Not good. All right. Well, has enjoyed his time with Torchwood, and would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone that he's worked with for the opportunity to do fine work in supporting Queen and London. Oh, well.
And Mom, this is for you.
Tell my mama I love her.
Your mom says she's disappointed in you.
I give him the middle finger.
So, the intern Hezekiah.
Intern? What?
I don't know if you guys. I don't know if you guys have ever listened to the Welcome to Night Vale podcast, but that's where that joke comes from. It's a very weird kind of dark comic supernatural thing centered around a community radio.
Dale. It's pretty awesome.
Good. But that earlier one where they just kept killing the interns, and she's like, "Come on, to the family of intern so and so, good intern and will be missed."
We are so very sorry for your loss. We're sure it was mostly painless.
So you pull your guns, and it's this dramatic kick in the door, train them. You know, you've dealt with these creatures before.
Right.
You go to pull the triggers, and it's interesting because, well, I find it interesting. You can find it however you want to. You know? So there was that feeling when, like, the first time that you shot the creature that was invading Torchwood, you felt this kind of outflow of energy from your gun. This time you feel like the exact opposite of this. It's almost like they go kind of cold and start kind of drawing heat from you somehow, some way.
Huh.
And they don't fire. And the creature is immediately on you. It has closed the distance.
Okay, great. Never mind. Now it's melee.
So behind you, if the order remained the same, is the lieutenant. Lieutenant, you are behind Hezekiah. He kicked the door open in dramatic and very brave fashion, pulled out his gun, and interestingly enough, from where you are, it almost like it got a little darker around his guns. And then they didn't fire, and suddenly the creature's on top of him.
Wow. I guess I will take a shot at the creature as well.
Don't miss.
And I will spend the story point because, damn, our rolls.
Wisdom. This would be wisdom.
William rolled 2 1s on like his main dice and only avoided the botch because he was rolling 4 dice. So I don't know. The dice just want to murder you all tonight or something.
I know, right? Because William rolled 2 1s as well.
So this is coordination and marksman.
Coordination and marksman.
Well, let's see. That's 11. 12, 13. And here's the obligatory 1.
Our dice are trying to kill us. That's all.
Dear God.
They've gotten together, talked about it, and realized we must die.
My total roll is 21.
Total roll is 21. Very nice. Very, very nice.
Mike, are you changing dice?
I will be. Unlike Bob, mine don't get a second chance to screw up.
Let's see. Well, he's certainly not going to dodge that. That's for certain.
Just a question.
Yeah.
Didn't I also fumble my last roll last time, and that's how I got pummeled by the monster?
I don't know if it was a full-on pummel, but you rolled poorly. I know that much. Full-on fumble.
Sorry,
I think you just rolled crappy on that one, and it just kind of beat your roll since it was an opposed action.
Okay.
Alrighty then. So you have taken a shot, and you have hit him very nicely, despite the fact that he's in melee with Hezekiah. So good news, Hezekiah, you didn't get shot.
I am pleased by that.
I thought that I thought that you might be.
I did too, given the way things are going. I really didn't move it out.
All right, so you have shot the creature. It's a pretty significant hit, and you do have a rifle. You are at close range. It is not downed, but you can see, despite the thick hide these creatures are known to have, the start of blood starting to kind of seep into what's left of this creature's top, and it's currently kind of favoring a shoulder as it closes in on Hezekiah. Fitz! Hezekiah's got a monster on top of him, but standing in front of you is the lieutenant, and he has pulled out his rifle and bravely popped off a round at close range on the creature and dealt it a pretty significant little wound there.
So it's still on top of Hezekiah, though?
Oh, yeah. It's undeterred. Wounded, but undeterred in the way that these creatures are.
All right. I'm going to put on the gloves of crushing things.
All right.
I want to grab it by its head and twist.
All right. Well,
If I can, and I'm spinning its story point.
Any particular?
Okay, so you're going to roll strength and fighting unarmed combat, and let's see. All right, you get +4 to, on top of all that, you get +4 to the roll for the gauntlets.
Okay. And a story point gets me 2 extra dice or 1 extra dice?
So you're gonna roll 46 plus so it's 3, 7, 9 plus 4, 46 plus 13.
Oh, next time that's better. Plus 13?
Yeah.
33.
Wow. Wow.
Okay. Well, roll, but not to do it much good here. It tried its darndest, but all right. So you're looking to break its neck there?
Yes. Hoping that that actually kills these things.
So, yes, you enter the fray and kind of push your way past them, or kind of just literally enter the fray there, coming kind of around Fitz and getting in between Hezekiah and this monster and staring it right in the face as it kind of, gets ready to land this punch, and you intercept it with your strength gauntlets at full power, glowing in the way that they do. Get your hands around its head, and I don't know how many necks your character has broken or seen broken or whatnot, but if you didn't have the gauntlets, you probably couldn't have broken it. But given that you rolled a 33 and you're wearing these gauntlets, eventually, as this thing roars in pain and anger, there is a sickening snap, and the creature goes limp.
Yay! Chop its head off.
I think it's dead.
I think it's dead.
I'm just saying, I remember that one healing itself. Okay.
Let's see if it does that.
No.
Let's see. Thanks. Look at my guns, like Really? Put them away. That's weird. Does this thing revert to its normal form?
No, it's still in creature form.
I look around the room. Is it silent in the house now?
The house is currently silent. Looking around the room at first glance, you see some personal effects and let's see, kind of the debris of the room being strewn about, and amongst the debris, you see some personal effects.
That's what I'm looking.
Yeah, personal effects. You've got some clothes. The bed is unmade.
Trying to find something that will identify who this person was.
Let's see. Shouldn't, yeah. I'm not gonna. There's no necessarily need to roll for that, as nothing terribly exciting there. You find a letter. Did they have ID cards or anything back in this time?
Define ID cards.
Anything that would any kind of.
I'm guessing
I mean,
driver
like
license is right out.
Yeah, not a driver's license.
I mean, they had calling cards.
Right, but that's nothing formal like what we have, like pictures with names.
No, calling cards were extremely common. It was actually considered rude not to send calling cards ahead of a visit.
All right, so
that's probably as close as you're gonna get, or you could do like a monogrammed handkerchief, I guess.
All right. You find scattered amongst the clothes, you find debris of the room. You find some calling cards that have been made for one Nicholas Hoffman.
Nicholas Hoffman. Is that name familiar? Why does that name seem familiar? Huh. All right. I'll pick up the calling cards. We're going to take him back with us.
Well, we check the rest of this house first.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Something you also find discarded amongst the debris, the kind of stands out. You find an empty syringe.
He's self-injected.
Did I look to see if there's any residue?
I'm looking for an injection site on this creature.
Given their healing ability, any injection site probably would have healed soon after he
to be not visible any longer.
But to your question, Lieutenant, there is definitely a little bit of residue of some kind of something.
Well, I think we should have Dr. Hale take a look at this.
I think you're right. And do you suppose we could take these and make them so that they can be fired from a gun and discharged with the contents into someone?
Didn't Cornwallis come up?
Yeah.
I think we talked vaguely about it. But this looks like exactly what we need. It just needs to find a way to fly and then push it in. We'll keep this too. All right, let's check the rest of the house. We got several more.
Yes. So while you guys check the rest of the house, we're going to smash cut back to Torchwood headquarters.
Yay.
Where things are going smoothly.
Everything is fine here. What are you talking about?
Everything is awesome.
Everything is cool when you're part of the team.
I'm sitting back, snipping iced tea. Or sorry, iced lemonade.
Oh my god, you savage.
I know the iced tea. I don't know what I was thinking. Sorry.
Well,
My
the quorum
text-
demands that there are no ices, there are only Slurpees, damn it. So, it's the inside of my mouth. That wasn't very nice. I should not have done that. I don't recommend writing the inside of your mouth, ever. So, we'll cut to you, Dr. Hale. The rodent has continued to grow, although its growth rate appears to be slowing. It does still appear to be kind of poking around the cage, starting to favor like what would be kind of the back side of it, though, it seems.
Okay. So this is the serum and the tonic. So let's give him the antidote and see how quickly that reacts.
You administer the antidote. And for in other cases, you've administered the antidote, and the effect was, well, in earlier cases, it was more or less instantaneous. Here, there's a little bit of a delay before you finally start seeing the signs of reversion.
Does it take about the same amount of time as it did previously, or does it take longer because there's a different component?
It's and not only is there, there's, as you watch it, it's taking longer to revert. It's not hitting the same benchmarks that your previous reversions have hit as fast. I mean, almost like it's trying not to switch back.
It's hesitating.
And as that is going on, you hear some noise, and since this is also happening in the lab where Dr. Cornwallis is working, Cornwallis, you would hear this as well. You hear some noise. It would seem that the intruder is stirring. He seems to be regaining consciousness.
Look, shall we? Since this is obviously going to take a few more minutes.
Should he be doing that?
He'd be doing what?
Is he waking?
Oh, yes.
And we just had him like, was he in a cage, or was he just tied to like a gurney?
He is strapped to a gurney at last check.
Oh boy.
Rat of unusual size? That can't be good.
Is there room in the cage
An IROUS.
for him?
Yes, it's not like a one. Yeah, you could put him in the cage there with the? Are you taking the coroner out, or is you just putting it in the cage with the coroner?
My scientific brain goes, well, you wanted to put 2 rats and see what happened, so no. Dr. Hill, should we? If he reverts back, I don't know that these restraints would be able to hold him.
Well, if we put him in with the coroner and he reverts back, there's going to be nothing left of the coroner. Unless the coroner. Well, I don't know.
Well, the coroner's had some time and it's not to revert it back, so.
Well, he hasn't been triggered.
Valid point. What is you are the medical expert in this field, at least more so than I am. What would your recommendation be? You have to do something. Can we administer some kind of sedative, or?
Well, let's let him wake up a little bit first. At least we can get his name if he remembers it.
Okay.
Okay.
Not that it'll do any good, but I think Barnaby kind of reaches over and like grabs something off his desk, and pretty much it ends up being just like a small little, like, I don't know, reflex hammer or something.
Okay, so you grab a reflex hammer. Is anyone notifying Mrs. Featherston of this development?
She has not left, right? She didn't leave to go deliver the message. She just sent messages.
I don't know. Did you leave to deliver the messages, Mrs. Featherston? Or?
Not yet. I mean, it would have taken some time to write all of them and then go turn just a room upside down.
Then
Communication.
Yeah, I would let her know. There's probably no staff nearby.
Probably not. No.
There's you 3 in this building. Everyone else is scattered.
Maybe Miss Featherstone would also like to question him.
Well, why don't you go fetch her then? And
I would do that.
Staff.
And walk quickly to where I guess her office or something. I would assume she would be at.
All right. Takes a bit of doing. So yeah, you find him at this point, Mrs. Featherston. You've finished tossing Jess's room, and you have the address in hand.
Woot woot.
You find Dr. Cornwallis wandering, looking for something or someone.
He's never been in this part of the building.
Doctor?
Once the office was empty, I didn't know where to go. I'm just wandering the halls. Miss Featherstone. Featherstone, sorry. Our most recent acquisition or attacker is stirring awake. Don't know if you wish to question him.
She nods sharply. Of course.
Right this way. I hurriedly make it back to the lab because I'm not sure how long Dr. Hill has before this thing hulks out and kills her.
Yes.
All right. So while he is gone, Dr. Hale, your patient / intruder / would-be murderer wakes up, and that way that someone tries to sit up when they wake up does, and finds himself restrained.
It's good to see that you're awake.
Kind of turns his head and looks in your direction. Kind of gives a grin, like, wasn't time for me to change back yet. Interesting.
Oops, sorry. How are you feeling?
Kind of test his bones a little bit. Well, I'm feeling pretty good, actually. A little surprised, but pretty good. Disappointed, I think, actually. I did not complete my mission, but
What exactly was your mission?
well, I was sent here to get back something that belongs to Mr. Chestnut. Specifically, his ring that he went to a lot of trouble to get.
And what would that be?
What?
And what would that be?
The ring. Clearly, certainly you guys know what we're talking about. Last time he had it was when his carriage met with kind of an unfortunate accident. The hands of a couple of Torchwood operatives. It's Torchwood headquarters that I'm in.
In Torchwood.
Oh. And you were quite aware that you were transformed?
Yes. Of course I was. I volunteered.
You recall everything that occurred while you were transformed?
Yes. I recall watching you and your staff run, except for that one guy who got in my way. Recall searching for the ring. And I recall being attacked by rather persistent people.
Yes, they are very persistent at times.
Indeed. That they are.
Just out of curiosity, were you given any type of injection or anything of that nature to cause the transformation?
Kind of a mic and grins like, yes. That's how it starts. Doesn't take much.
the name of that tonic?
Lewiston's restorative tonic.
Mm-hmm.
You don't happen to imbibe that restorative tonic, do you, Lewiston's?
He just kind of he kind of grins when you mention the tonic and doesn't really answer.
I'll take that as a yes.
So, about this time, Cornwallis and Mrs. Featherston, you arrive in the lab.
He's fully awoken.
Yes, I haven't asked him his name yet. So I'd rather have waited till you got here.
Well, Mrs. Featherston kind of stops. She could, I mean, well, not far back because she could see everything, but she's clearly there to observe at this point because she doesn't want to interrupt whatever is happening in front of her because they've been talking.
Yeah. So, your patient kind of regards the two new people who have entered the room, looks back to you, Dr. Hales, like, so this is what's going to happen. You're going to let me go. You're going to give me back the ring and let me go on my way.
Okay.
I don't think that's going to happen at the moment.
And why would we do that?
Because if you don't, others will die. Mr. Chestnut had a backup plan should I fail.
I'm sure you did.
My backup plan is no head right now.
We have our own plans as well.
And those would be?
Right.
I sent the entire story to the editor of the London Times.
I kind of look over at Dr. Hill like, should I push him into the cage or keep him where he is?
Just leave him here for right now.
Time is ticking.
I assure you, sir, we're not going to be releasing you. Should you try to enact any kind of violence, you will be dealt with. I'm totally bluffing and hoping he doesn't know.
I heard that.
That was out loud.
Oh, dang it. Inside voice.
Well, in any case, might we have your name?
He does not offer his name. It's like, no, I think I've said enough.
We will stop you. And Mr. Chestnut.
Well, kind of looks down and says, clearly, I've already been stopped.
Well, yeah.
You're not going to stop Mr. Chestnut. Nor am I the one you need to worry about stopping. You said, give me the ring, or others die. Message directly from Mr. Chestnut.
You will not be allowed to spread this thing across all of London.
Oh dear. You're further behind than even Mr. Chestnut thought.
I look around briefly, see we have the gauntlets. Noticing they're gone. Well,
Stop looking.
Really? You Googled that?
Yeah, I did Google that. Shut up.
The authorities show up next tomorrow. I'm turning you in.
What? It's not illegal. I mean, it's megadose is lethal. Sodium pentothal, for fuck's sake.
And the fine tradition of doctors administering truth serum or others or otherwise coercing people to talk continues.
At least I'm not clicking on where to buy it from. Watch yourself.
And that's how you end up on a government watch list.
Strange men following me when I go to the mall.
Well, I don't know that I have any more questions for him. He's told us what we need to know. You think?
So once you're injected with the serum, it does not give you the ability to change at will, or it does?
Oh no, I don't get to change at will. It gives me what I need to be strong and deal with those who need to be dealt with. Kind of takes a moment to glare at you guys. People like to keep other people down, let them get ahead in life. People who get in the way.
People like Torchwood.
People who talk at the cinema.
I think he's offering us a veiled threat.
That's pretty direct.
True. Wouldn't be the first person we've dealt with. At least William's assuming this isn't our first mission that we've had.
Any other questions?
No, I think it's quite clear that Mr. Chestnut sent someone of no consequence, expecting him to fail. I have other things to do.
Oh, burn.
Wow, interesting.
Where's my time?
I like it. I think I would like a. This is gonna be like a present and convince. I think the bonus for your voice of authority would come into play here.
Well, I rolled an 11 again on my dice.
All right, so let's see, 5, 10. Well, so you rolled an 11, plus that gives you a total of 23. Well, he should have rolled better than that. So you uncork that.
Look, we can't all roll as crappy as you guys do. Some of us have hacked into the Dungeons and Dragons dice roller online and have told it to only roll 11s. Just saying.
So you uncork that little number there, Mrs. Featherston, and it's definitely gets under this guy's skin in a hurry.
Oh.
I am too of consequence. I was chosen for this mission by Mr. Chestnut himself, to deliver a message to you lot.
So you're a messenger boy.
The messenger. He starts to kind of pull at his bond. I'm not just a messenger. No. How dare you? Always looking down your nose at what? Far more than a messenger. Messenger be able to do the things that I have done. No. They have never be able to do the things that I've done for Mr. Chestnut.
Because you were sent to pick up a ring. So does that also make you an errand boy?
He really starts to kind of pull and strain at his stuff. At his bonds there. It's all like you'll see.
Picking up on everything. I guess it's good that he... Monster. I guess it's good that he really fought back and lasted a while. Oh, wait, he didn't. Oh, sorry. No.
So he is enraged and not rolling very well on his self-control dice at all.
Oh, this is where we die.
No, he's not transforming into a monster.
Well, that's good.
Okay.
Let's see. So you arrogant bastards. You have no concept of what you're up against. The things that Mr. Chestnut has seen, the things that he has shown all of us.
I will just casually toss one of the sheets on top of him and just roll the gurney, push the gurney away. That's fine. We're done.
You'll be sorry when there are monsters on every corner of of London. You will see what I am talking about. You will see the greatness of Mr. Chestnut. You will see when he brings everyone to their knees.
Well, at least we have a timeline. So
you don't even know what's going on.
Well, I've seen where it leads to.
You don't even know how many monsters there are.
And you do.
Oh, yes. Yes, I do. You asked about the tonic. You know how popular that tonic is? How many people have been drinking it for months? Hey. You don't even know it yet.
How many people are injecting every single one of those people that has ingested that tonic?
He doesn't have to inject them all piece by piece. They're already drinking the tonic. It will change to the formula. They won't be able to change back. They'll all be monsters. And they will all be under his control. And then Torchwood won't be able to do anything.
Well, we at least he did have some benefit. I mean, he confirmed some of the stuff we suspected, so I appreciate helping us out there. You are a good messenger boy.
is just, at this point, it kind of degrades into him just swearing and cursing your name and that kind of.
Let's just shoot him with the sedative and shut him the hell up.
Drifts off into sleep, with the, blood will be on your hands. There'll be nothing you can do.
Sedative? Give him the sedative?
Sedative.
It kind of fades into unconsciousness there.
Well, that was enlightening.
Maybe we can check the patent office for that tonic.
Senor Pirelli.
We definitely need to make that curative that you have in mass. Seems maybe we could insert it into the tonic.
Where is that being manufactured? Is there any indication on the label?
Yes. It's being manufactured at the Lewiston plant in North London.
Okay.
Well, I do want to put this ring into secure location, I guess. Make sure he doesn't get it. For sure as well.
This drawer should do fine.
Well, I don't think we should really. No, I don't think we should really keep that ring here. But then there's a question of where to put it.
Well, I don't know yet what it does, but it is exhibiting some kind of low-level energy, much like the portal did. Different, but similar. And if my calculations are accurate, it actually predates humanity.
I'm sorry, it does what?
It predates the existence of human beings. It is definitely alien in nature.
Okay, so if it is so dangerous, can it not just be destroyed?
Do not taunt it.
I assume it possibly could. A find like this, though, could be invaluable to science and research. And we don't yet know what destroying it could do. I will look at that. I will study that as an option, though.
She has given you a very stern look.
I mean no offense, Miss Featherston. And if we have to destroy it, I will, obviously, but it could still yet be a huge benefit.
That's not the cause of his time travel, is it?
I'm still trying to figure out the function. It's connected to the portal, I think, or at least uses similar energies. So it might allow him to control the time travel or whatever he is doing.
That's the only value I can attribute it to, that he would want it so back so desperately.
Yeah. And if that is the case, then destroying it would be beneficial, obviously, since it would take it out of his control. But if we were able to figure out what it does, we could turn it against him.
Isn't there a warning somewhere that says we should never use it?
Yes. That is true.
Written presumably by someone who knows what it is and what it does.
Well, didn't Lieutenant Fogwick say he came across those before?
Yes. Apparently that is the translation of the inscription on it.
A singularly odd thing.
It is. It is. I will make mine part of my studies of how to destroy it as well. We definitely need that option available.
Indeed. In the meantime, if he regains consciousness, try to prod out of him what his backup plan was. No one makes a backup plan if they think that their first plan will succeed.
Valid point.
Now I'm going to go warn the servants not to come back here and attempt to find Jessica.
Good luck.
Keep him mostly sedated. If you can induce a sort of a drunken state to allow him to keep talking freely while posing no threat, I think that would be ideal.
Mm. Maybe there's some way to cause them to be more forthcoming. Yeah, that'd be good.
Anything else before I go?
I don't believe so. Not for me.
Dr. Hale?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Do stay safe, both of you.
Yes.
I will take my little bundle of letters and go.
And hope to get to them before they come back, actually.
All right. So we will smash cut from there to the house. You guys are searching. The other bedrooms up here do not look like they have been used in a while. You find some random odds and ends of clothing in them, but not a full wardrobe by any stretch of the imagination. Surveying the rest of the house, you find that it is decently furnished, but in keeping with the dining room, it definitely has the feel of a house that's trying to be the higher class than it actually is. Interestingly enough, a lot of the furniture has been covered with sheets and other covers and whatnot that you would expect to find in a house that is not currently being used. You do find some family portraits. Lieutenant, you recognize
It's a tarp.
tarp.
Nice.
A telegram just in from an Akbar. You recognize one of the man in kind of the biggest portrait as a bit of a younger version of George Chestnut that you met in the future. Kind of in a very, kind of. Yes, boldly painted that way. It's a portrait bomb. The man is a trailblazer. But yeah, the portrait of George is in the kind of in the front room, kind of dominates the wall, and it's got him in this kind of heroic, kind of looking off, visionary stance, kind of a thing.
My God, he loves himself, doesn't he?
This is quite the aspirational piece of work.
Well, he did fancy himself the ruler of England.
Yes, being the key word.
All right. Well, unless that was the individual, and I doubt it. It doesn't look like it was. We're going to have to find this man. Which makes me wonder, what is he doing here? And how many? Yeah, that's a very good question. It's like he was expecting us. Because the home belongs to Mr. Chestnut, does it not?
This is the address he left on his Torchwood application.
Right.
And it's got a giant portrait of him, so.
Yeah, Nicholas Hoffman. Who's that?
I don't know.
Then why would? Oh. Too many questions.
It's probably just another pawn.
It's just, but a pawn who moved in or was allowed to stay. It's very strange. Okay, I guess we check whatever effects are here for any details we can pick up. You've learned the value of personal logs and diaries.
Captain Vlog, stardate 1150.
Yeah, I feel like this is a good time to roll some investigative rolls here. Almost like we have a noted investigator here too, don't we?
Sherlock Hemlock.
Sherlock Hemlock.
All right, so we're gonna have. Let's see. It's going to be awareness and ingenuity from everyone who is currently investigating this house.
18.
12.
14.
All right, so 12 and 14. You don't find much of note, which is interesting in its own lot, in that someone has clearly taken the time to
Scrub this place.
Scrub the place, kind of pack things up and whatnot, and kind of leave no trace of, a forwarding address, so to speak. However, Fitz, being a trained investigator who has bested Scotland Yard on more than one occasion and has let them know it, and rolled an 18. You find a couple of interesting things. The first you find is something that has been kind of tossed aside in the sitting room, kind of by the one chair that's kind of actually been used, it would seem, as everything else is kind of covered with its sheets and other coverings that you'd get in a house that isn't being actively used right now. It is a pamphlet for talking about an exciting job opportunity at it's at my notes here is I cannot recall because it's getting late and I'm old. Yes. Here we go.
Amway?
Amway, yes. Right. It's a scheme by a Mr. Ponzi, and it can't possibly go wrong. You're guaranteed to make money. Yes. Introducing exciting job opportunities at the Ridgeway Company factory, newly opened in the Old Nickel section of London, also known as the slums where the first victims of the creature were found.
They seem to be circulating the same issue.
The other is a letter written on looks like letterhead of George Chestnut. Got his own letterhead for some reason. Sorry. It's a letter to Nicholas, instructing him to watch the house, do with it as you please while you were there, and deal with any intruders directly.
Well, his job.
Okay. He was a guard. I've been better had we been able to ask him questions. Oh, well.
Feels like there's something hidden here. Otherwise, why would he be protecting the house?
Okay.
You don't leave a guard if there's nothing to guard.
That makes sense. So, okay, we checked all the obvious places. Where haven't we been? Living room, dining room, kitchen.
Cellar or basement?
You haven't been to the cellar or the basement yet. In fact, you haven't found the access point to that yet, as it turns out.
Okay.
Hey.
Well, the kitchen would be the logical place for that to be.
Agreed.
Really?
Okay. Cellar it is. Let's go looking for that.
That's all we need.
So you guys return to the kitchen and spend some time searching for it. When you come across a part of the wall that kind of tapping along essentially because there's no obvious doors or anything like that. It sounds hollow behind it in comparison to the rest of the walls.
All right.
Okay, I look for some sort of triggering mechanism.
It takes a bit of doing, but you find kind of next to it, you find kind of a little panel there that you can kind of push in.
Okay. Push it in.
It's kind of the standard click and kind of the spinning of gears. And the wall kind of slides out of the way, revealing stairs that go down into darkness.
So what you two gun-toting freaks is going down the stairs first?
Let's try this again. I head down first.
I head down second.
Guns are drawn.
I make a sandwich.
And I honestly can't. I really can't right now.
You guys got this, right? Let me know what you find.
Nah, I followed her.
Huh.
Well,
And as
staircase into the dark.
as you guys descend downward into the darkness there, I think that's as good a place as any to stop.
What?
Ominous.
Dun dun dun.
This is where you stop.
Yeah.
Fine.
Hey. Rude.
I suppose it is 11:30.
Yeah, that could get long, and then you got more questioning at Torchwood when he comes around, and Mrs. Featherston out in the world.
I could bring the gauntlets back and cause him agony.
Can someone make a powered? Can someone make a powered umbrella of clobbering for Mrs. Featherston because out there without a weapon.
It's so cute. You think I need that?
it's so cute. You don't think that you do.
Assault club.
It's so cute. You think I don't already have one?
Oh wait. Okay.
Oh.
Miss Featherston.
It's like.
Did you see Pride and Prejudice and Zombies? Or read it, I guess. But
I read it.
I watched it.
I'm not a hipster.
No, I take it there was a.
I'm just thinking
umbrella of pounding.
she's secretly like a master in like 7 martial arts or something.
That'd be funny.
Trained since birth to kill zombies.
I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, hold on. Wait. What's that? She calls it Dem Mock. Dem Mock? What is that? Yeah, it's an assassin's art. Really? Where'd she learn that? No wonder she's so, like that.
Assertive.
Yeah, that's what we'll call it. Assertive. Okay. So, we do not yet rate any advancement yet. Or
No, it's one of those things where we just kind of did it, so it'll be a bit before we do it again, as it kind of happens at ends of arcs and kind of major story points and whatnot there.
I suppose you're right. No major story points have occurred yet.